The Portuguese night air hung heavy, scented with salt and the promise of rain. A lullaby of crashing waves masked a sinister silence. In the heart of Praia da Luz, a family's world shattered. 3-year-old Madeleine McCann vanished. Gone. The nightmare had only just begun. A global mystery ignited, its embers refusing to be extinguished. Would the truth ever be revealed? The McCanns, a seemingly ordinary British family, sought solace under the Portuguese sun. They had planned this holiday for months, dreaming of the warm sands and the gentle waves of the Algarve. It was a chance to escape the daily grind, to reconnect as a family, and to create memories that would last a lifetime. The anticipation had built up, and now, as they walked along the beach, the reality was even better than they had imagined. The sun was shining, the sea was a brilliant blue, and the children were full of excitement and wonder. Laughter filled their rented villa. The children, Madeleine, Sean, and Emily, were in their element, exploring every nook and cranny of their temporary home. The villa was perfect, with a cozy living room where they could all gather in the evenings, and a spacious garden where the children could play. Every moment was filled with joy and laughter as the family enjoyed their time together, free from the stresses of everyday life. Madeleine, with her bright eyes and infectious grin, charmed everyone. She was a lively and spirited child, full of curiosity and energy. Her laughter was infectious and her smile could light up a room. She loved to explore, to ask questions, and to learn about the world around her. Her parents, Kate and Jerry, were so proud of her, and they cherished every moment they spent with her. Days were spent building sandcastles, splashing in the pool, embracing the simple joys of a family vacation. The children loved the beach, where they could run and play to their heart's content. They built elaborate sandcastles, collected shells, and splashed in the shallow waves. The pool was another favorite spot where they could cool off and have fun together. Every day was an adventure, filled with laughter and happiness, but darkness often lurks beneath the surface. As the sun set each evening, casting long shadows over the villa, a sense of unease began to creep in. The idyllic setting, with its beautiful beaches and sunny skies, seemed almost too perfect. There was a feeling that something was not quite right, a sense of foreboding that was hard to shake. It was as if the darkness was waiting, biding its time, ready to strike when they least expected it. A sinister undercurrent was about to rip their world apart. The McCanns had no idea what was coming, no way to prepare for the nightmare that was about to unfold. Their happy holiday was about to be shattered, their lives changed forever. The sense of unease grew stronger, and the once joyful atmosphere began to feel heavy with tension. The family photos, once filled with smiles and laughter, now seemed to take on a darker tone, as if foreshadowing the tragedy that lay ahead. Could they have ever imagined the horror that awaited? The McCanns were about to face a nightmare beyond their worst fears, a horror that would test their strength and their faith in each other. As they looked back on those happy days, they would wonder if there had been any signs, any warnings that they had missed. But in that moment, they were blissfully unaware, enjoying their holiday and the precious time they had together, unaware of the darkness that was about to descend upon them. Dinner time. The adults dined with friends, their children tucked into bed. Regular checks were made, a routine evening, until it wasn't. 9:05 p.m. Madeleine was gone. The bedroom window stood open. Had she wandered off? Taken? The night air crackled with fear. A parent's worst nightmare had become a horrifying reality. Every second counted. But was it already too late? Chaos descended. The Portuguese police were called. The scene, however, was not immediately secured. Crucial time was lost. The media descended, hungry for every detail. Suspicion fell on everyone and no one. The world watched, captivated and horrified. Was this a simple missing child case, or something far more sinister? Every passing moment felt like an eternity. Whispers and doubts, shifting theories emerged. Days turned into weeks, leads ran cold, theories swirled. A kidnapping? An accident? Had someone been watching the family? Every new detail seemed to deepen the mystery. The pressure mounted. The world demanded answers. But the truth remained elusive, hidden in a labyrinth of speculation and doubt. Would the pieces of the puzzle ever fall into place? Shadows of suspicion? The prime suspect. Years passed. The case remained unsolved. The streets of Praia da Luz held their breath, waiting for justice. The disappearance of young Madeleine McCann had left a scar on the community, a wound that refused to heal. Every lead had turned cold, every clue had led to a dead end. The investigators were at their wits' end, and the public's hope was dwindling. The case had become a haunting enigma, a puzzle with too many missing pieces. Then a breakthrough. A new suspect emerged, Christian Bruckner, a German national with a history of sexual offenses. His name sent ripples through the media, and the public's interest was reignited. Bruckner was no stranger to the law. His criminal record was extensive and disturbing. He had been convicted of various crimes including burglary and child molestation. His past painted a picture of a man capable of heinous acts, and his presence in the case brought a new wave of scrutiny. The authorities began to piece together his movements, his connections, and his possible motives. His presence in Praia da Luz at the time of Madeleine's disappearance sent chills down the spines of investigators. The small resort town, once a place of relaxation and joy, was now a focal point of a dark mystery. Bruckner had lived in the area, and his van had been spotted near the scene. The timeline of his activities was meticulously reconstructed, revealing a pattern that was hard to ignore. The investigators felt a renewed sense of urgency, a drive to uncover the truth that had eluded them for so long. Could this be the break they had been waiting for? Was Bruckner the key to unlocking the truth? The detectives pored over the evidence, re-examining every detail with fresh eyes. They interviewed witnesses, followed up on old leads, and sought new ones. The case file, once gathering dust, was now the center of their world. The community watched with bated breath, hoping that justice for Madeleine was finally within reach. The prime suspect had been identified, but the journey to the truth was far from over. The shadows of suspicion loomed large, but the light of hope had been rekindled. A glimmer of hope. New evidence surfaces. The investigation intensified. Every aspect of Bruckner's life scrutinized. And then, a glimmer of hope. New evidence surfaced. Witnesses came forward. Phone records placed him near the scene. The net seemed to be closing in. Was this the turning point? Could this finally be the year Madeleine's case was solved? Connecting the dots. Old clues, new leads. Investigators worked tirelessly, piecing together the fragments of a decade-old puzzle. Old clues were re-examined in light of the new evidence. Connections were made. A clearer picture began to emerge. The truth, it seemed, was tantalizingly close. But would it be enough? Could they finally bring Madeleine home? Unwavering determination. The McCanns' fight continues. Through the years, the McCanns have never given up hope. Their strength and resilience in the face of unimaginable loss is awe-inspiring. Their fight for justice continues. They cling to the belief that one day, they will know what happened to their daughter. Will their unwavering faith be rewarded? Will justice prevail? The disappearance of Madeleine McCann remains one of the most baffling mysteries of our time. On a quiet evening in May 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine vanished from her family's holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Despite extensive searches and numerous investigations, her whereabouts remain unknown. The case has captivated the world, drawing attention from media, law enforcement, and the public alike. Over the years, countless theories and suspects have emerged, but none have led to a definitive answer. The question remains, what happened to Madeleine McCann? As each year passes, the hope of finding her alive dwindles. Her family continues to hold on to the slimmest of hopes, organizing vigils and keeping her memory alive. They look through old photos, reminiscing about the joyful moments they shared with Madeleine. The empty swing set in the playground serves as a haunting reminder of the child who once played there. The community, too, has not forgotten. They gather in solidarity, lighting candles and praying for her safe return, but with each passing year, the reality of her absence becomes more pronounced. But the pursuit of justice never sleeps. Detectives and investigators continue to work tirelessly, sifting through old evidence and following up on new leads. The case files are revisited time and again, with the hope that a fresh perspective might uncover something previously overlooked. The dedication of these professionals is unwavering, driven by the desire to bring closure to Madeleine's family and to ensure that justice is served. The police car patrolling the streets at night and the detective working late into the evening symbolize the relentless quest for answers. Will this be the year that the truth is finally revealed? Each new day brings a glimmer of hope that a breakthrough might be on the horizon. The sunrise over the quiet town represents the possibility of new beginnings and the hope that the darkness surrounding this case will eventually be lifted. The reflection of the detective in the window signifies the introspection and determination that drives the investigation forward. As the case file is opened once more, there is a renewed sense of purpose and a belief that the truth is within reach. Will Madeleine's story have an ending at long last? The family, united in their grief and hope, continues to support one another through the uncertainty. They hold hands, drawing strength from their bond and their shared determination to find answers. The newspaper headline with the word breakthrough offers a tantalizing glimpse of what could be, a resolution to the mystery that has haunted them for so long. The detective making a phone call represents the constant communication and coordination that is essential in such a complex case. Every new piece of information is a potential key to unlocking the truth. Or will she remain forever lost in the shadows? The misty forest and the empty child's room evoke a sense of loss and the unknown. The shadowy figure walking down a dark alley symbolizes the elusive nature of the truth and the many unanswered questions that still linger. As the investigation continues, the world watches and waits, hoping that one day, the mystery of Madeleine McCann's disappearance will be solved and justice will finally prevail.